What is up, everyone? Sergeant Arkerwood here, and today we are going to be reacting to Part 3 of Napoleon's Marshals. So, yeah, last episode it was Part 2, and they left off at, I guess the average generals. But, what I'm going to be doing this time, which is different from my last time that I did, I'm going to be splitting the video up. I announced this in my earlier videos, but yeah, these are way too freaking long. No, I don't think anyone is gonna watch the full thing. My part 2 reaction was 47 minutes long. In this video, in the last video that I reacted to is shorter than this one. So if I reacted to this one, it would probably be like 48 minutes or even 50 minutes. And no, I can't do that. So I'm gonna be going like halfway. And even then, it would be a super long video. So yeah, I'm just going to be splitting it up into half, just to make it better. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So without further ado, let's get started.
Terror belli, decus panis. Terror in war, ornament in peace.
They had this in episode 2 and 1, so I'm assuming this is just the intro for all of them.
The words inscribed on every French marshal's baton. In France, the title of marshal or maréchal goes back at least to the 13th century. It represents the highest possible.
I swear, every time I record a video, my cat meows at my door. Right back. Hold on. Woods. Come on in. Come on. You are a silly cat. Yes, you are. Anyways, he might jump on. My bed. I don't know. Oh, he's going to right now. But anyways, let's continue.
Position of military authority. Authority symbolized by a marshal's baton.
Look at that thing. That is long. That's a long baton.
All was abolished during the French Revolution as incompatible with the egalitarian spirit of the age.
That is sad.
But in 1804, Napoleon founded a new empire and restored the ancient rank.
Good job. I'm proud.
This is Epic History TV's guide to Napoleon's marshals.
Eclipse.
All 26 have been ranked according to our own evaluation of their achievements as marshals, with expert guidance from Lieutenant Colonel Remy Porte, former chief historian of the French Army.
What the heck is wrong with you? I can't see anything, Eclipse.
So far, we've met Marshals Pérignon, Brune, Moncey, Kellerman, Grouchy, Moncey.
What's interesting is even the lower than average marshals are still excellent. They're still all pretty smart, it seems.
Poniatowski, Jourdan, Bernadotte, Augereau, Lefebvre, Mortier, and Marmont. First, a big
Thank you.
Bernie, but 5% off if you want.
Oh my gosh. Look what they just did. They betrayed their old sponsor, Skillshare. That is sad.
For full membership. This 7-day trial is completely free, and you can cancel at any time. Thanks again.
Thank you. Marshal Saint-Cyr.
Marshal Saint-Cyr.
Oh my gosh. Okay. If I just get one of these French names right, I'm donating $100. I'm donating $1 trillion to charity. Seriously. What? That doesn't. These names don't sound anything like they seem. And English is supposed to be influenced by the French language a lot. Yet it's still the pronunciation is still really weird. He is the best man among us in the line of defense, though I am superior to him in attack. Oh. Okay. Okay, Napoleon. Thank you for that.
Gouvion Saint-Cyr was a gifted student who ran away from a miserable childhood to become an artist.
Gee.
A passionate Republican.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, wait. So. Okay. So this would have been Hitler if he became a successful artist instead of failing art.
Embraced the French Revolution.
Well, not failing art, but not getting accepted into art school. I think that's what it was.
And later volunteered for military service.
That sounds literally like the story of Hitler. I don't know, it's just funny to me.
Though proud and aloof by nature, his Republican politics and sharp intellect ensured he was elected captain of his company.
Congratulations!
His skill at drawing enemy positions then got him noticed by General Cousteau.
Look at that mustache! Wow! That is what you call a mustache. Is it still called a mustache if it, like, no, it's called a beard. Sorry, I don't know. My IQ is very low today. Anyways.
Cousteau, who gave him a job on his staff. During these turbulent early years of the Revolution, Cousteau was one of several generals who was punished for defeat with a trip to the guillotine.
Jeez, look at that head. Oh. Look at that face. I don't know, just look at the face. He looks pleasured.
Saint-Cyr's instinctive grasp of warfare, brilliant planning and tactics won him promotion from volunteer to general of division in 2 years.
Good job.
An even more remarkable achievement, as he'd had no formal military training. But his cold, analytical approach meant that he was always a respected leader, rather than loved. After 5 years' service with the Army of the Rhine, he was sent to Italy. At the disastrous Battle of Novi, he commanded the French right wing, but skillfully extricated his troops from the debacle. The next year he was back on the Rhine and won a brilliant victory over the Austrians at Bibrach. But a bitter dispute with his commander, General Moreau, encouraged rumors that Saint-Cyr was impossible to work with.
Rude.
Saint-Cyr believed soldiers should not meddle in politics, did not support Napoleon's seizure of power in 1799.
Oh, wow.
Nor did he show much enthusiasm for Napoleon's decision to crown himself emperor 5 years later.
Oh no. Does that mean that he's going to be unloyal to Napoleon later on? That could be the reason why he's lower on the chart than some of the others. I don't know.
His political views cost him dearly. Saint-Cyr was sidelined for several years, while less able generals were made marshals.
Dang.
In 1805, he commanded French forces in central Italy. But when he was made subordinate to Marshal Massena, a man whom he personally detested, he returned to Paris, even when Napoleon threatened to have him shot for desertion. In 1808...
So he survived? It wasn't... Okay. So I guess... Wow, dang, he just doesn't care. He does what he wants.
Saint-Cyr was given command of a corps for the invasion of Spain, but his failure to take Girona meant he was relieved of command, leaving in a fury before his replacement, Marshal Oudinot.
So why is he so high? Why is he so high then?
Had arrived.
On the list.
He was nearly court-martialed again
Well,
for
not
desertion.
so high, but...
Saint-Cyr's military talent, however, was not in doubt. In 1812, he was recalled for the Russia campaign, with command of 6th Bavarian Corps. His role was to support Marshal Oudinot in guarding the northern flank of the French salient. When Wittgenstein's Russians attacked at Polotsk, Oudinot was wounded, and Saint-Cyr took over command, turning probable defeat into a brilliant victory.
Congratulations!
For this achievement, Napoleon awarded Saint-Cyr his Marshal's baton. But 2 months later, at a second Battle of Polotsk, Saint-Cyr was attacked by a larger Russian army, seriously wounded in the foot and forced to pull back. His injury meant he missed the worst horrors of the Russian retreat, but he contracted typhus early in 1813 and was sick for many months.
What is typhus?
Here's what I found.
Oh, go away. Typhusemia. Common symptoms include fever, headache, and rash. Diseases caused by a specific... Okay. So it's apparently a group of infectious diseases. It's not just one disease itself. That's interesting. Anyway, sorry.
Saint-Cyr returned to the Grande Armée in August, taking command of 14th Corps and the defense of Dresden. Incredibly, this was the first and only time that he worked directly alongside the Emperor, and both soon learned new respect for each other's abilities.
Nice.
Saint-Cyr's skilled defense of Dresden set the stage for Napoleon's great victory there later that month.
Good job! I'm so proud of this guy.
But Saint-Cyr was incredulous when Napoleon later ordered him to remain in Dresden, while other forces concentrated for the decisive Battle of Leipzig, 60 miles to the west. Napoleon's defeat at Leipzig meant that Saint-Cyr and other garrisons in the east were cut off and had to surrender that autumn. Saint-Cyr took no part in the 100 Days, determined to keep out of France's political disputes. Under the restored monarchy, he served as Minister of War and tried, but failed, to save Marshal Ney from the death penalty. He also struggled to enact military reforms in the face of royalist opposition, eventually resigning in disgust and retiring to his country estate. Marshal Saint-Cyr remains one of the great what-ifs of the Napoleonic Wars, an extremely able commander sidelined for his politics, who might well have proved one of Napoleon's very best marshals. 12.
Oudinot.
Marshal Oudinot.
A decent fellow, but not very bright. But, yeah, we hear this guy a lot. I just don't remember, like, I just don't remember specifically where. It's been a while since we've watched. It's been a few months since we watched the series, but yeah, I definitely remember hearing his name a good amount of times.
Nicolas Oudinot ran away to join the army aged 17.
Hey, what is with all these people with, like, bad childhoods and leaving their parents and running away?
His father dragged him home 3 years later to help run the family business. When the revolution began, he volunteered for the National Guard and was promoted to major. In the wars that followed, he served with the Army of the Rhine, always in the thick of the fighting, rapidly promoted, frequently wounded, a habit for which he became celebrated.
Celebrated? What? Being wounded isn't very cool.
1799, he was promoted to General of Division and sent to Switzerland to serve as General Massena's new Chief of Staff.
No, Eclipse! What the heck?
Serving with General Brune in Italy, he led a cavalry charge against an Austrian battery at the Battle of Monzembano, sabering gunners and capturing one cannon himself, a feat for which Napoleon awarded him a Sword of Honor.
Wait, what is the Sword of Honor?
In 1805, the newly crowned Emperor Napoleon gave Oudinot command of an elite grenadier division, formed from the tallest, strongest soldiers in the...
Oh no. There is some kind of reason why he is not at the top of the list. He's gonna make some kind of huge error or something. Or he's gonna betray Napoleon, something like that.
In December that year, at the Battle of Austerlitz, Oudinot insisted on leading the division in person, despite having been shot in the thigh 2 weeks earlier. His grenadiers were kept in reserve for most of the battle, but saw heavy fighting in the latter stages, as Napoleon completed the destruction of the Allied left wing. At the siege of Danzig in 1807, General Oudinot's division had the unusual distinction of capturing an enemy warship, a British sloop that had run aground trying to resupply the city.
That's interesting.
A month later, at Friedland, Oudinot and his grenadiers were under Marshals Lannes' command and played a crucial role holding up the Russian army.
Good
until
job.
Napoleon arrived to deal a decisive blow. During the 1809 war with Austria, Oudinot was wounded once more at the Battle of Aspern.
Oh my goodness.
When Marshal Lannes died of his wounds,
Or maybe he's not, like, at the top of the list because he keeps getting wounded. Maybe that's why.
Napoleon chose Oudinot to succeed him as commander of 2nd Corps.
Oh, whoops, I thought Oudinot was the one who was wounded. But yeah, it said earlier Oudinot would get wounded a lot. So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know.
He led his...
But I bet it's because he makes some kind of crucial error. Probably near the end of the war.
Corps with such success at Wagram 6 weeks later that Napoleon attributed victory to Massena and Oudinot. A week later, he became one of 3 new marshals, one for France, one for the army, one for friendship.
Dang, Oudinot is for the army, so I mean, he must be really good.
Oudinot, the army's choice, fearless and much loved, a man whose courage inspired all around him. He later received an additional reward, the title Duke of Reggio. In 1812, Marshal Oudinot led 2nd Corps into Russia, but was wounded again at Polotsk, handed over command to General Saint-Cyr.
Oh my goodness.
10 weeks later, he was back with his corps, marching south to join up with Napoleon's army on its retreat from Moscow. Oudinot's men were shocked when they saw their old comrades from the main column. They looked more like fugitives than soldiers of the Grande Armée. Since Oudinot's 2nd Corps was in better shape than most, it formed the vanguard for the desperate crossing of the Berezina River. But the next day, in bitter fighting to hold the bridgehead against the Russians, Oudinot was shot from his saddle. He was carried back to a cottage with a serious gunshot wound.
What the heck?
But then he and his party became surrounded by Cossacks. Oudinot asked for his pistols, and from his bed, aiming through an opening opposite, began firing at the Cossacks. They were rescued by friendly troops, just in time.
Wow. I thought he was going to die right there.
Back with the Grande Armée in Germany in 1813. In August, Napoleon ordered him to lead an advance on Berlin, but he was defeated by Bernadotte's army of the north at Grossbeeren. He then retreated in the wrong direction, causing Napoleon to remark, "It's truly difficult to have less brains than the Duke of Reggio." In Oudinot's defense, he'd probably been given an impossible task. Insufficient men to take on a strong opponent, bad weather, terrible roads, and he himself unwell, possibly not yet recovered from his ordeal in Russia. Napoleon put Oudinot back where he was most effective, leading troops in combat under his close supervision. At Leipzig, he commanded 2 divisions of the Young Guard, engaged in heavy fighting on the southern front for 2 days. Oudinot continued to serve the emperor courageously and loyally as a corps commander in the final campaign of 1814. But in April, he was one of several marshals to confront Napoleon with the reality of his position and force his abdication.
So I guess that little defeat is why he's not at the top. He seemed really good, like with everything that they just said. He seemed Oudinot seems like a really excellent commander overall.
When Napoleon returned from exile in 1815, Oudinot refused to break his new oath to the monarchy, but declared neutrality, telling Napoleon, "Since I shall not serve you, sire, I shall serve no one." He continued to hold senior commands under the Bourbons. By one estimate, Oudinot was wounded 36 times in his military career.
36? How do you do that? That's 5 saber wounds? What?
More than any other.
In the... How do you... got shot in the head? Oh my gosh.
Marshal.
Broken leg, saber... He got cut in the neck?
20 that we found details for.
He got shot like almost in the heart.
A fellow officer who bathed.
His generals almost got shot, for goodness sakes. They got a shot like right next to him
at a spa after the war, saw the scars on his body, and observed he was little more than a colander.
I don't even know what that is. Oh my goodness! Hold on, that says, like, there's a disclaimer at the bottom. Location of these wounds not specified. Okay. Whatever. Jesus Christ, dude, you are crazy. How do you get that many wounds? That is crazy. Oops. There we go.
On his body, and observed he was little more than a colander. Ironically, Oudinot was also one of the longest-lived marshals, dying aged 80 while serving as governor of Les Invalides.
I don't even know what that is. Cool. Marshal Victor. And there's 26 marshals in total, so we're getting... So right now we're in like the above average area.
Marshal Victor.
Victor was better than one might suppose. Napoleon.
Claude Victor Perrin was an experienced soldier by the
I have to be pronouncing their names. I forgot. I have to try to pronounce their names.
Time of the French Revolution. A sergeant with 8 years' service in the Grenoble artillery regiment. The Revolutionary Wars brought the opportunity for rapid promotion. By 1793, he was commanding an infantry battalion at the siege of Toulon.
Oh, yeah.
He led a daring night assault on British defences alongside the army's artillery chief, a young Major Bonaparte. Both men were wounded, but the attack was a success, and both were quickly promoted to brigadier general. Victor served under General Bonaparte in Italy, and turned out to be a brilliant brigade commander. In 1800,
Wait a minute. Hello everyone, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel. And, you know, turn on the notification bell thingy. And if you didn't, then make sure to leave a thumbs down. Oh yeah, that would be greatly appreciated. And while you're at it, go ahead and watch my other videos. They're probably just as good, and if not better than this one right now. Except for my oldest videos, don't watch those. And, you know, subscribe to these people down here, my fellow sergeants. They're other YouTubers that I either know or I have in high regards. Yeah, even my cat agrees. So, thank you for watching, and have a great day.